This Saturday on 8th November, double the insights, double the growth. By 11 a.m., we have group health cover versus personal policy. Why you need both. Know why you need both the insurance to keep your family protected. At 12 p.m. IST and 10:30 a.m. GST, we have smarter wealth creation for NRIs. Learn how to make your money work beyond borders. Link in description. Join this webinar to make your weekend an actual learning weekend.
Advising in difficult times. In a rising market, it's not so difficult to advise, especially as the advice that you give starts performing, people simply accept whatever you say. We have seen 3 years of rising markets. The markets were never challenging. It was easy to earn money in multiple areas of the market. You would have made money in FMCG, then in IT, then in small caps, then in micro caps, then in SME, then in metals, finally in PSUs. People made money in defense, pharma, chemicals, platforms. There is no space where people didn't make money. So, as these market trends kept turning more and more favorable, I get the feeling that people stopped valuing advice. What's so great about advice? I know how to do this. Became a generic behavior. I like to see investors being confident. No two opinions about it. But when I see overconfidence, I ask myself a fundamental question. Does he know enough to be overconfident? Most of the times, that overconfidence comes from near-term investment success. If you have done well in the last 1 year, you start thinking that you know how to do well. But many times, investment success is a function of market context. And when the context turns from hugely favorable to adverse, success stops reaching your portfolio or you stop succeeding. At that time, you are still confident that you know how to succeed, so you make more mistakes. Over a period of time, your confidence gets shattered and you lose the basic will to even invest. The journey from overconfidence to utter lack of confidence is actually a very speedy one. It may take 3 years to develop confidence and 6 months to lose it. That's the nature of the market. This is where advice always helps. I have seen the most evolved investors seek advice. I have always sought wiser counsel in decision making. It is always better to know another view. A view which is more sobering. A view which is contrarian. A view which is analytical. A view which is rational. A view which is cautious. In different situations, you need views of different hues to help your decision making get better. Over the last 1 year, I feel that people stopped respecting views, and that is to me the biggest harm that investors are setting themselves up for. It's not about getting advisors paying fees. It's not about what quality of engagement you are having professionally. It's about having the right advice. It could be peer advice. It could be professional advice, whatever. But you need advice because in times like this when success looks easy for a long phase, remember that success will suddenly turn elusive. Failure will stare at you and you would be very unprepared for that. Advice is basically preparation and that's why it's valuable. Most people look at advice from the prism of commerce. How much should I pay? What am I getting in return? I'm not going there at all. There are people who get free advice because they invested in relationships. But if you are not able to do that, which most people cannot, then maybe you should look at professional advice. But no advice and wrong advice are strictly avoidable at this point in time. This is a market where being alone can make you suddenly very fearful. And it probably may be the time when you should be greedy. So if you end up being greedy when you ought to be fearful, you know the consequence. You would not participate adequately in the market. You would not be in the right frame of mind to invest. You will not look at decisions objectively, and you will not find the right courage when it is most needed. This is where advice has the capacity to fill the gap, to counsel you, to give you the confidence, to nudge you to act, to make you do all the right things, to help you avoid the wrong things. All this should come from good advice. Whether you are going to take that advice as incidental advice from a distributor, or advice from a peer, or advice from a senior, or advice from a younger person, seek it. This is the time when you cannot do without advice. The markets are going to test the temperament of people and their preparedness. It's always good to have a helping hand and a willing ear, which also could give you as a bonus a mouthful of wise words. Thank you for watching this video.